High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
This is an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night presented by Mountain West. Brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, along with tonight's power boosters, the College of Western Idaho, Meridian Plumbing, Evade Pest Management, Pacific Residential Mortgage, Garbanzo's Pizza, Austin Colton Homes of Idaho, and Jack in the Box Middleton, as well as Overhead Door Company. Well, I'm Clay Hatfield alongside Ryan Luke and our cameraman tonight, Will Kingsbury, for what's going to be a fantastic game featuring the Meridian Warriors, the visiting Meridian Warriors, against the home team, the Middleton Vikings. They're calling it the Battle of the M's. Ryan, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's about right, too. You look at the M for the logo, and both of these teams sporting the same thing. But, you know, it's a tale of almost two different teams. You look at the rise of Meridian and the growth of the population here, and they have risen into 5A, whereas Meridian has stabilized in 5A for years coming. But Meridian definitely revitalizing a program that has been come on the last couple of years, whereas this will be a test for the Middleton Vikings jumping into that 5A classification, really see how they stack up with that new in-growth of population, then also with jumping into the 5A.
Yeah, and so far Meridian's off to a great start for the season, 2-0. A couple big victories, one over Eagle, one over Mountain View, sitting number 2 in the state right now, against a Middleton team that gave number 1 Rocky all they could handle in the opening matchup, falling eventually 21-7, but bounced back with a win over Nampa and another win over Skyview. They're sitting 2-1 on the season.
Yeah, and 2-1, and it's an honor of 2-1. I mean, they won 2 good games, won pretty handily, but that one loss that you talked about was against number 1 Rocky, and you and I had the game last week, and we saw what Rocky can do explosively. They can get out and they can score plays really quickly, and they did it against a Mountain View team that is still ranked in the top 5 despite 2 losses. So that goes to say a lot about this Middleton Viking football team, specifically the defense. They held out really strong. They played fundamental football that first game, and it's held through. Now, their biggest question is going to be on offense. Can they score the points necessary to keep up with a high-powered Meridian offense?
And they were able to do that against Nampa and Skyview. You know, one a 4A school in Skyview, the other one a new 5A school in Nampa. So, you know, outside of Rocky, this is going to be I think this is going to be their second real test of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you got to look at it this way too. I mean, the schedule couldn't have set up any better for them. You play the team, and you test your mettle and see how you are. The team in the state, the first game of the season. Then you get to go back and you get to work on a couple of other teams that you should theoretically win. You should theoretically beat those teams. And now you start playing against some of these good teams. And so there's a level of progress that you can go to get there. But if I'm flipping the script and I look at Meridian, and it's downhill from here. Yeah. I mean, they played Eagle, they played Mountain View. They don't have Rocky this year. All they have to do is stay healthy and just win going into the playoffs.
And you said it right there. They've gotten past what should be the tough part of their schedule. But I don't think there's any way they're going to be overlooking any team coming up with them. Coach John Zeberlin is going to have this team ready week in, week out, and is going to have his team play up to their expectations and not maybe to the level of the teams they're playing against. Yeah,
great point. And to that point, too, I would also add that Meridian plays with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, right? Rocky Mountain's the school, right? Rocky Mountain's the big boys on there, and they're just down the street. And quite frankly, I mean, a lot of these kids go back and forth, and they share. They played on teams together, and they know each other across the line. So there's a bit of a chip on their shoulder in terms of keeping up with Rocky. So I think you said it right. Zamberlin, Coach Z, will have these kids ready. They have some good D1 recruits on this team. A lot of schools are looking at these guys, and it should be a heck of a football game or a heck of a football team for the remainder of the season.
Well, folks, we're going to be right back while we get ready for kickoff here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Well, welcome back, folks. We had a little bit of technical difficulty there. We're trying to get it squared away, but we decided it's more important right now to get this game to you. We just saw Middleton's drive stall out a little bit at the 40 and get off a punt. It was a short punt, though, and has set up Meridian really well. Started the ball 1st and 10 just outside their 35-yard line. Now it's about 1st or 2nd and 7 at the 40.
Yeah, and Meridian runs a little bit different of an offense. They'll gear down, they put a quarterback under center and run 2 backs.
There's a quick hit for Martinez to Corbin Freeze. Picks up about 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now for the Warriors.
And Colton Moore is going to have his hands full on the outside here as those receivers, they create a lot of space, and they do it with a lot of play action, a lot of movement up front, but those receivers are fast and they're deep. You'll see Acri go deep on that. He'll run deep balls, and so Meridian runs a little bit of a hit you with the run, and then they'll drop one deep over the top. So very difficult team to defend, and the cornerbacks on Middleton are going to have to keep their eyes open all game.
Martinez under center just hands the ball off to the deep man. That's number 23, Marco Del Rio. He picks up 5 yards. That's going to be enough for a 1st down.
And Marco Del Rio, returning contributor from last year's team that went and took 3rd place in the 5A classification. And Del Rio's a shifty back. He's a very smooth runner. You'll see him do a lot of really good things out of the backfield, and his counterpart, running mate, also that theoretically could go up around 800 yards this year each.
Break the huddle there. Martinez comes up under center. We don't see a lot of under center play anymore. Martinez unloads, has the receiver open. That's 84. Nice catch going up to make the catch, Tyson Acri.
Yeah, and Acri's their deep threat. He's a speed guy, and you saw it was interesting on this last play. You saw Nathan Reynolds, the big middle linebacker, being recruited by a bunch of good teams, D1 teams. He's lining up a receiver. He creates a massive mismatch on the opposing side. The opposite of that is you have Acri, who is a little smaller, a little thinner, but the kid can run.
So it's going to be 2nd and short now, just 2nd and 2. Martinez under center, 2 set back behind him. Here's the handoff to Del Rio. Del Rio, nice job following his blockers and just punching his way up, picking up about 6 yards on the play. That's going to be another Meridian 1st down.
Yeah, Del Rio followed. They pulled the offside guard. He led up the hole. That's the old counter tray that the Washington Redskins, because back then it was the Redskins, Washington Redskins made very popular by pulling the backside guard and leading up the hole, and he just followed. He actually put his hand on his back and went there.
Well, 1st and 10 now for the Warriors. Fake the handoff, dropping back, looking across the middle, has his receiver, but great coverage there. That was number 3, Decker Hagler, with coverage.
Great coverage, and Martinez, the sophomore, started about 5-6 games last year for Meridian, threw just behind his receiver. He had him, and that's a massive mismatch. The tight end he's big and he moves well and he has good hands. That's Henry Hayner, and he gets out in front of him. That's a completion, but good defensive play from the Meridian Vikings.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Warriors. Hustle up to the line. There's the handoff. This time it goes to number 22. That's Riley Byington. He picks up maybe a yard on the run.
Byington, a little different runner, a little bigger than Del Rio, but both of them are interchangeable in the backfield, and they'll always keep them in. They're a 2-back set. In fact, last year they went to that 2-back set, put a man under center because they had the tight end, the personnel to do it, and they'll run it down your throat. Although here they're in a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, so expect them to maybe put it up in the air here as they break the huddle. Bunch formation, though, on the line. Hand off to Del Rio. Del Rio again, hand on his blocker. I think he's going to be just a couple yards short there on the run.
Well, it's 2-down territory for Meridian anyway. Do what you can, but that's how confident they are in the running game. I mean, it's 3rd and 10, and they say, hey, we're going to pick up at least 7/10 of this and go for it on 4th down. They're very confident in a very stout defense, and then offensively, they know they can move the ball on the ground.
And they have a definite size advantage just looking down here on the line. Their offensive line looks quite a bit bigger than the D line for Middleton, so that could be a matchup we're going to have to watch tonight. And there goes Del Rio through the hole, punching it up inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. First down, Warriors.
If you're a running back in high school and you look at you pick a team that you want to play for in an offensive line, you got to look at the Meridian Warriors. They have a massive offensive line. They have a kid who's a sophomore who's getting recruited already, and they make massive holes. And the scheme is running back friendly. You always have a lead blocker. You always have someone coming up in front of you, and the misdirection keeps the defense on their heels all night long.
And Del Rio just finds that blocker he's going to follow, puts a hand on his back, and lets the man do the plowing work. Martinez drops back, rolls to the near side for a pass, throws back across his body, has a receiver there. And we're waiting for a call here. One called incomplete. No, they're going to say it's incomplete, but there's a flag down in the backfield at about the 6-yard line. We'll see what that's for.
It's going to be defensive holding. That's going to be 10 yards and a first down, or half the distance, which is end up being like 9 yards and change. Yeah, it's got to be holding.
No, illegal use of hands.
Oh?
So illegal contact, but 5-yard penalty instead of a 10. I think they're checking to make sure that that's what the penalty was.
Yeah, a little confusion, you know. There it is. There it is. That being said, on that play, it was a throwback play, and they had the receiver wide open, but that's a tough play. I mean, he's fading to the sideline, falling down and trying to get it back. And as a sophomore, you know, physically just not strong enough yet to get the ball there.
And you just hate to see your quarterback throw across his body, across the field like that.
Leave it up. Any defender steps in front, it doesn't matter if it's a defensive line, that's a pick 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now it's a first and short here, first and maybe a yard to go. Meridian changes their personnel.
So Meridian will go big, and they'll pull a couple tight ends. They'll bring Reynolds in. They have a couple hand-in-the-ground tight ends, and they'll just move you off the ball. So getting back to the Middleton defense, so this is good. They're taking everything that Meridian is doling out, so to speak, right now. And yes, they're getting beat on the line right now, but as the game wears on, they have to come up with a way, maybe schematically, to beat the Meridian offensive line. Watch out for Reynolds here on the bottom of the screen, closest to us. Kind of a jump ball.
Here's the inside handoff. That goes to number 22, Byington. Byington looks like he got the first down. We'll see where they mark him here. And they're going to give it to him. First and goal for the Warriors.
Well, there was no messing around, was it? It's like, we're getting the first down. We're not going to take a shot.
Now you can take a shot here. You got some room to play with.
Yeah, but first and inches? Take 3 shots.
Yeah.
Take 3 shots and then get your first down.
Just sneak it up the middle with Martinez.
Yeah, right under center. Again, watch Reynolds on the bottom side. Look for a jump ball.
Just a quick snap. The handoff to Del Rio. Del Rio cuts it back inside into the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors. 9-yard run by Del Rio.
Now that was smooth. That was very smooth. Reynolds, I called his number, but he actually was significant in that. He came back on kind of a down block from the receiver position, sealed the outside man, which collapsed that sideline. They let up the hole, and Del Rio so smooth, tough to bring down.
So a 60-yard drive there. Sorry, a 70-yard drive results in a touchdown for the Warriors as they jump out to the early 6-0 lead, looking to make it 7 here on the PAT. Vargas' kick is up, and it splits the uprights. So with 4:42 left in the first quarter of play, your score, the Meridian Warriors 7, the Middleton Vikings 0 here on IdahoSports.com. Make the memories last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $9.95. Click the button in the top right to order. Follow IdahoSports.com on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Click the icons in the top left to follow us now. And even though it's Saturday, we do have the Friday night flash up. We'll be updating scores. A bunch of games got postponed here in the Valley last night due to the smoke conditions. It's cleared up a little bit. There was still some worry about whether or not the games would go on today.
Yeah, you and I both said it. We were surprised that this game's going on. It's pretty mucky here, but you know, the show must go on, as they say. It's high school football. Everybody loves some good high school football. And you get it 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row. It's bonus coverage. Deep to return for the Vikings, number 1, Colton Moore, and number 33, Tate Johansson. Vargas set to kick. Here comes Vargas. There goes the ball. It's going to be deep, maybe returnable. It's not going to be, as that drove Johansson into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Vikings as they begin their second drive of the game.
And you got to think that Middleton at this point has got to have some of their jitters out, right? They've had a touchdown scored on them. They've had an offensive drive. They had a little success. They're able to run the ball a little bit. They have a big running back. So at this point, settle in, keep playing your game. You're not out of this thing, and you've got to keep moving the ball forward. However you want to do it, right? At this point, we don't know if they're going to be able to throw the ball against him or if they're going to be able to bang up inside with the run game, but just continue to move the ball forward because you have to mentally stay in the game at this point against a juggernaut in Meridian.
And on that first drive, they did have success on the ground, so they know that they, at least early on, they know they can run the ball. So that pass is thrown out in the flat, intended for number 10. That's Cooper Davis, incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Spencer Ayland on the defense there, that cornerback. Now, he played a ton last year as a junior, so he's a returning starter. And all kinds of experience across the defensive side of the ball for Meridian, and you could see that he was on him like glue. That's a tough ball to complete, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to call it, right? You got to give your quarterback some confidence and give him some, hey, don't throw a pick, but let's get some completions.
So Hagler in shotgun formation, a man to his right. And there's movement all across the line there, and I think they're going to get Middleton for the jump.
Meridian pulled the old shift on the defensive line, which you can do if you're going laterally and you do it as a unit, and drew the offense into a false start.
So 2nd and 10 now turns into a 2nd and 15. See how that alters the play call here.
Well, significantly, because they're bringing in a whole new crew
Yes,
at this
they
point.
They are changing up personnel.
Hey, Clay, how about the crowd here for a Saturday night?
I
I'm
know, it's
impressed.
not
Middleton's
bad.
showing up.
College football numbers taking a hit tonight.
In
Way
the
to go,
town of Middleton.
That's right. So Hagler adjusts his offensive setup here, gets the snap, drops back, wide receiver screen, complete out to number 33, Tate Johansson. Johansson cuts it back to the near side, still on his feet, dragging defenders, but still moving those legs. Picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10.
It was the classic run 25 yards to pick up 5.
Yeah.
All over the field on that one, but pretty elusive. Spun out of some tackles and made something out of nothing.
And it's always good to get positive yards. Positive yards, never a bad thing. So we'll see what they have drawn up here for 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9, they're going to mark them. So pick up a 6 on that last play. Hagler in shotgun, 3-step drop, looks deep across the middle and just overthrows his man by a good 1.5 miles.
And they were looking for a holding penalty on the Meridian side, but there was no shot of him doing that. He just overthrew him. They were trying to run that seam route because they thought they could get the safety biting in deep enough on that and trying to get him over the top in that deep third, and just overshot his receiver.
Yeah, that was Cooper Davis, the intended receiver. Really had no shot at that ball at all.
And the Meridian defense, such confidence in their defenders and their defensive backs. They're running tight man coverage right off the line. They got a lot of speed on that.
High spiral, fielded at the 45. There's a flag right there. That's going to be a block in the back, so whatever this is, it's coming back.
Woo! See that collision on the other sideline?
That was
I want to say that was
right there.
Was that the punter?
It might have been.
That was the punter. He got out of there and he said, "You know what? You're not returning this on me." You know, needless to say, he's actually defensive lineman, so I don't know if I can give too much punter credit. Pat McAfee would probably be a little upset at me right now, but
still a D lineman to cover that ground like that, lay the wood like he did.
Well played, amigo. Well played. Although the flag in the backfield negated it, but looked good on camera.
Absolutely. He'll be watching that in the highlight reel.
That's right. Yeah, when I played football, we would do that. Big hit, we just rewind. We'd get creamed or something, and we just, well, look at this one. We rewind it and watch it. Well, let's go play football. Don't watch the rest. It was bad.
That's
it was
right.
ugly. Watch that play.
Watch the highlights, not the lowlights.
That's right.
So after the penalty, it'd be 1st and 10 at their own 37 for the Warriors.
A little heart there. You know, Middleton didn't get what they wanted, but you know what? They came out firing. They didn't back away.
Del Rio on the carry. This time he's going to get just maybe a couple yards on the play before being tackled there. So good defensive coverage that time by the Vikings.
Yeah, and you've got to be careful now because if you look, they're bringing everybody up into the box right now. It's man coverage, single man coverage on the outside, one safety up top, and they're collapsing and putting all 8 men in the box basically at this point because Meridian's doing that. This is where they'll beat you on a deep ball with Acree or Acree. This is where they'll start play actioning you. So we got to be careful if you're Middleton at this point. And here's the other thing too, the versatility of the offensive Meridian. They'll run from the shotgun just like this one.
There you go. Martinez drops back, quick hit out of the backfield, finds his man right there. That's Del Rio. Del Rio gets past the first tackle, past the second, and he is gone. Take it to the house. 61-yard catch and run by Del Rio.
Well,
is there a flag?
Yeah, there was taunting right in the middle of that. They were waving at him, doing the Tyreek Hill, you know, peace sign, wave at you kind of thing.
Will that negate the touchdown like it does in the college game?
It should.
I'm not sure what the rule is here.
I think it does.
Does it?
I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it does. And now it happened right there, so obviously it's a big gain and a first down, but
not a play that you're going to be happy with if you're the coaching staff for the Warriors.
Yeah, if you're the Warriors, you got to say, hey, have a little more class than that, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, you're better than that. You want to play like act like you've been there before.
They are going to call a touchdown.
Okay.
Well, that was the initial signal here. Getting some confusion with the crew. Touchdown.
Okay.
Del Rio's 61-yard reception.
Yeah, like we talked about, too. That's where they'll suck you in. They get you personnel-wise, and then they'll hit you. I mean, that's Del Rio. That's your back out of the backfield.
Yeah.
All he ran was an out route and they scraped the coverage. The man went inside, kind of ran a post, left him wide open on the outside.
And once he got past that first tackler, he was gone.
Yeah, he has good speed.
There's Vargas with the PAT. It's down, it's up, and it's good. So with 2:53 left, 14-0, the Warriors over the Vikings here on IdahoSports.com. Our army of Idaho sports action photographers are covering games all over the state. We've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu. And always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the IdahoSports.com Prepcasts cover every inch of Idaho. Hosted by Brandon Bainey, each Prepcast features one of our in-house experts talking about what's going on in your part of the state. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcast in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing.
And speaking of what you've been missing, kind of an interesting high school football season, and we'll talk specifically the 5A right now. Been an interesting season in that you and I talked about Mountain View, 2 losses, still ranked in that top 5, and still one of the contenders. And then you turn around, you have your very concrete top 3 teams, Rocky, Meridian, and Rigby.
Yeah, and Rigby and Meridian were tied for that second slot in one of the polls. I think it was the coaches' poll that they were tied for 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and I look at this, and you know, anybody can get hot at the end of the year. Meridian was a little shaky at the beginning of the year last year, lost a game or 2, lost to Mountain View at the beginning of the season, but anybody can get hot moving forward. So some of these other teams, we'll see who steps up and can crack that top 5 and kind of make a difference, make some noise moving forward.
So Vargas on the kick. This is going to be tough to get into the end zone as that 15-yard penalty places it at the 25.
Well, heck of a kick.
Into it, yeah. All the way back at the 15. That's number 33, Tate Johansson. And Johansson goes top side, looking for room to run, and picks up about 8 yards on the return. Sorry, 18 yards on the return. Short him at 10 yards.
Yeah, but the fact that that was a good kick. He got it out to good starting field position, but you would have hoped for better after a penalty like that.
So 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Vikings. Still looking to get rid of the goose egg on the board here with 2:45 left in the opening quarter of play.
And I think I think realistically for Middleton at this point, you kind of have to establish one or the other. We're going to be a throwing team or we're going to be a running team, because I think Meridian's probably too balanced on defense. You got to keep them honest, right? So you're going to do it both, but they'll run out of the spread formation. Probably can't man up on that. So do you bring more tight ends and more blockers down? You know, there's a little bit of an identity crisis at this point, trying to figure out what will work against this team.
Well, and if you fall any further behind, if you're Middleton, it's going to be a one-dimensional game. They'll have to rely heavily on the pass.
Yeah.
And you hate to see this as a coach, coming out your first play after the kickoff, and you're going to pick up a delay of game.
I don't know why they didn't do the up-hand pump, you know, reset the play clock, because that was pretty darn quick coming out of there, but is what it is.
So trip receivers down low, just one receiver up top. So these DBs are spread pretty thin for the Warriors, but it's going to be a handoff to Johansson, and Johansson is going to pick up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, Ryan Corder, the linebacker, kind of came around there on the edge. He came unblocked, and so at this point they have such confidence in their defensive backs. They don't even really need to drop anybody in coverage, saying they're daring Middleton at this point to beat him one-on-one, throw the ball on us. If not, we're going to bring everybody up. We're going to get you in the backfield just like they did off the edge.
That was Patsky Franks on the first carry there. He stays in the backfield to Hagler's right. Again, same set we just saw, trip receivers low, single receiver high. Drop back, quick pass into the flat, and that is going absolutely nowhere, as that was caught by Sawyer Heck, but he had nowhere to go as he was immediately wrapped up and dropped.
Yeah, Landon Eason was on the coverage on that one. He popped him. That was a form tackle, head up, wrapped him up, took him to the ground.
So 3rd and 14 now. No gain on the play. You assume Middleton's going to have to put it in the air here. They need a first down right now. Twin receivers high and low. Hagler drops back. Has time. Still looking, under pressure. And goes down. He's forced to scramble, picks up maybe a couple yards, but that's going to be well short of the first down. And it's going to force Middleton into a punt again.
Well,
just good coverage downfield.
Good coverage.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go.
Good defense. I watched the linebacker closest to us in this near side of the field. He bumped the slot receiver. Slot receiver stumbled, and it looked like that was his first read. And after that, he was kind of toast. And so then the pocket collapsed, and he had to scramble.
Tidwell kicks the ball away, fielded at the 41. No, there it comes. I thought there was going to be a flag for a block in the back. It just didn't come from the area I thought it was going to come from. So that's freeze on the return, but it's going to come way back. The flag is at the 45-yard line of Middleton. So it's going to be 10 yards from there.
Yeah, and it's easy to be a critic up here, Clay. It's easy for us to say, hey, they're not doing this, or they should be doing that, or what's going on. But the truth is, there is a lot of scheming going on down on the field, trying to counteract what is probably a more talented team. By the Middleton's trying to counteract a lot of that stuff going on down there. And so, I'm giving the coach credit, still trying to figure out a little bit their identity on offense versus his team. I can see Middleton producing really well against some of the other teams in 5A. Okay, there's a tier system. I can see them playing really well, being able to run the ball really well against the Capital, Timberland, possibly, Bora, those types of teams. Against Meridian, it's kind of a tough sledding.
Here's the first down handoff, goes to number 22, Riley Byington. He picks up 4 yards on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Meridian lines up with that tight formation under center, which you don't see in high school football. I mean, it's probably 90% shotgun in high school football these days, but it's the opposite with Meridian. They're 90% under center, and it's tough to learn to defend against that. I mean, you got to watch tape and tape and tape, but watch these offensive linemen explode out, and everything's blocking downhill.
38 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. This could be the last play of the quarter as Martinez is in shotgun, fakes the handoff to Del Rio, drops back, looking deep. There's absolutely nobody there. I don't know if he got rid of that because he was under pressure or if that was just a missed route.
Yeah, that was a broken play. You see him over there motioning with his hand. Hey, move over here, run under it, I got you. Now, I thought the ref was going to get it in the backfield. He was running under it, tracking it pretty well.
He was the nearest man back there.
He was. Yeah, the receiver broke it under. He broke it shallow. It was designed. There were 2 receivers in that route, and the one went deep on the far side. And the other one was he was throwing it to the middle of the field, trying to let the receiver run past the deep safety and underneath the ball, and he cut it way short.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Warriors as they send 2 receivers to the top part of your screen. Martinez again in shotgun, drops back under pressure. I think they were trying to set up a screen there, maybe. That was a deep screen, though. Middleton their entire defensive line got through to the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure what that play was.
Yeah, it looked like it was off. I don't know if that was a missed call on like you said. Was that the offensive line thinking, hey, we're running the ball? Or was that a slip screen? It almost looked like a slip screen trying to get to the receiver, and he was going to run back beneath the offensive lineman that we're releasing. But Martinez didn't have any time.
Oh, he was snapping the guys in his face. Colton Moore deep to return the kick here. So the first punt from Meridian tonight comes with 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Kick is a low line drive. Unless that gets a bounce, that's going into the end zone. And a great bounce right there. Out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 4-yard line. So what a great kick by Meridian.
Ooh, that was Nathan Reynolds, number 7. The 6'4", 225 linebacker being recruited by Army, Navy, a plethora of other schools are looking at him, but he's the Mr. Do-It-All for this team. I mean, on offense, he lines up at receiver, tight end. He's returned some kicks, and he's the punter, and he's starting middle linebacker, FYI, returning All-State middle linebacker. So, heck of a punt.
So he does it all.
He does. Directional type punt I love it.
Has absolutely buried Middleton in the shadow of their own goalpost.
But hey, hats off to Middleton. That was a good stout stand against a good offense. And they did it stopping the run, too. They didn't just get blown over. They got to run. The first run was solid, but after that, they stood up tight. They got some pressure on him and forced a punt.
There's the snap. Fake the handoff. It's Hagler. Hagler's now scrambling. Gets a block. Gets it out past the 10 to the 15 to the 16-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Vikings.
Sawyer Heck, and I'm going to do it. Wait for it. He threw a heck of a block.
There we go.
I did it. He threw a heck of a block. Got their second first down of the game.
First down.
So good job, good reading that. Although it was, coverage broke down, the route broke down. There was good coverage. He was able to slip that and turn it into a scramble. Good job in producing positive yards.
And that's what they need here. Just keep moving the ball downfield. You're only down by 14. There's still 3/4 of the game left. 10 seconds left to go here in the first. This will be the last play of the quarter, unless something exceptional happens as Hagler gets stripped, loses the ball, and that's going to be recovered by the Warriors at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and you just saw that coming. He was a little loose with the ball. It's too bad. That was Jacob Hartzog, who was a defensive lineman, chased him, and it looked awkward. He pinned his arm backwards, and the quarterback was trying to hang on to the ball. He just popped it loose, and Johnny on the spot was that was Ryan Corder on the fumble recovery.
So I talked about there being that being the last play of the quarter, unless there's something exceptional that happened. Turnover is something exceptional.
Turns out.
So we have 1 second left. So receiver splits to either side. Martinez hurries under center. Hands the ball to the up man. That's Byington. Byington inside the 20 to about the 13-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your score here from Middleton High School. The Meridian Warriors 14, the Middleton Vikings 0 here on IdahoSports.com.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Start of the second quarter here. Meridian, second down and short to go as they recovered a fumble from Hagler deep within the Middleton territory. Those M's are going to mess me up all night.
All night. Yeah, and in a short, very short field off the fumble recovery. And here's what hurts, right? You get up 21-0. If Meridian scores, there's the M's.
There's the M's.
If Meridian scores on this one, it's 21-0. And at this point, you got to just figure out a way to draw it out and claw your way back into this. Meaning, maybe it's taking some long drives and just keep Meridian's offense off the field.
Yeah, but it's going to have to be done against a defense that's played really stout so far in the Warriors' defense.
Yeah, very good defense.
Only giving up the 2 first downs. So one receiver split to either side. Martinez under center, looks to the top, has his man, and fighting into the end zone and getting there. Number 7, Nate Reynolds, touchdown. Warriors.
Yeah, that's a mismatch on the outside. I talked about it before with the defensive backs specifically. I think that was Colton Moore on the coverage right there, and he just threw it on the inside. And you saw about 3 guys hanging onto his legs, and he kept his feet and just fell into the end zone. So that's somewhat of a mismatch on the outside. Like I said, he's a Mr. Do-It-All for the Meridian Warriors, Nathan Reynolds.
So a turnover turns into 7. So the PAT is good. And the Warriors are out to a 21-0 lead over the Vikings here.
Well, it's a little like we thought it was going to be, but if you're Middleton again, you're playing up. Every game that you played so far has been up. Now, this is kind of somewhat of a flashback to the Rocky game. Rocky jumped out 21-0, right? They jumped out 21-0, and Middleton kept him at 21, ended up scoring a touchdown in there. So maybe they do figure out something to keep that Meridian offense off the field. But you got to do it on the offensive end of the ball, and you made a great point, which is how do you do that against a stout defense that comes in giving up very, very few points. I mean, if we could look back, I think they've only given up 7 points, maybe 14 points all year, the Meridian defense.
Yeah, it hasn't been a lot. I can't remember the score of that Eagle game, but they won 13-7 over Mountain View. And that's a tough offense, too, in Mountain View.
Yeah, that is a tough offense. I mean, we saw, you and I called them, and they had some good plays, and offensively they can move the ball. So it goes to show a lot. It says a lot about this defense. Now, look, as good as the players are, I want to give a lot of credit to the Meridian coaching staff. I know that they've really turned the culture around, brought in a lot of good coaches, and they've done a good job getting them ready to play week in and week out.
You know, and on the other side, you have Coach Bill Brock, who is an institution here. And if anybody knows how to flip a game around, it's going to be him.
Mm-hmm. It's a great call.
There's the kickoff there. Fielded at the 10-yard line by Colton Moore. And Moore is absolutely buried at the 17. You even heard the Middleton fans ooh that one.
Yeah, that was Carson Gooley coming down on kickoff. And that's a huge no-no. Don't stop in your tracks because you're going to get lit up because everybody's coming downhill. And yeah, he stopped in his tracks. It probably wasn't the biggest hit, but Colton Moore throwing his helmet on the sideline knowing he made a mistake there by stopping and not moving forward.
So that'll pin the Vikings offense here in their own territory. They're actually going to spot him at the 18-yard line. And here comes Decker Hagler and the Viking O. Twin receivers down low, twin receivers up high. Lone runner in the backfield. Meridian showing blitz. See if they come off it there. No, creeping back up, and here it comes. There's the handoff right to where the blitz came from. So nice running there by number 26, Paxton Franks.
Franks did a great job there. In fact, I like the play call. They had good man-on-man blocking. They had hats on anyone on that side of the ball, and with that, he was able to dance his way around that. That's a good call. And he came in from the sideline, so I'm going to give credit to the Middleton coaching staff for making a good play call on that.
So 2nd and 2 now for the Vikings. Low snap, picked up by Hagler. Hagler drops back and is forced to flush. And he's going to be right at the sticks they going to give it to him?
Woo.
Yes, they are. They're going to say
close.
that's a first down for the Vikings.
And Hagler's a great athlete. In fact, he has an offer from Idaho State, but he's coming in not as a quarterback, but as an athlete. You know, he'll play on the defense. They view him as on the defense side of the ball, basically as a safety. Maybe if he puts a couple pounds on as a linebacker. So he's a good athlete, and he made something out of nothing.
So 1st and 10 now for Hagler and the Viking O. There's the snap, quick hit out to the flat. That's caught by number 33. That's Tate Johansson. Johansson turns upfield, is able to pick up about 5 yards on that run.
And so far, Middleton taking what the Meridian defense is giving him. We'll take 5 yards. They'll give up 5 yards, quick outs, quick hitters. We saw the run prior to that, and they're just taking what they can get, and this is exactly what they need to do. If they can grind out, get it, put some points, not even a touchdown, some points on the board on this drive, you know, all is not lost.
There's the little jet sweep right there to Johansson. Johansson, nice read by the Meridian defense, though. Johansson gets up to about the 36-yard line. Only picks up a couple yards on that play. It'll be 3rd and 4.
And again, if they're poking and prodding to see what, you know, where the holes are along the defensive line or on the defense in general. It's going to be tough. Yeah, they're pretty solid, well-rounded defense, but hey, at least they're not falling backwards as they're probing that defense.
Yeah. Always going forward. So 3rd and medium here, and that may get a flag. Nope, no flag there. Thought they might get the man jumping. So Hagler gets the audible from the sideline, relays it to his offense. There's a snap, drop back, quick hit, throws it over the middle, intercepted. That's a pick by number 7, Nate Reynolds. Nate Reynolds still on his feet, still rumbling, still going as Reynolds. Finally down at the 13-yard line.
Boy, that was just a tough read. Hagler made the tackle on the back end of that, and Nate Reynolds, all he did is just float. He just followed the quarterback's eyes from his middle linebacker position, dropped back about 4 yards, and just floated the direction of the play. There was a receiver crossing behind him, and he just read that and stepped right in front of him.
And nearly took it to the house.
Boy, he's tough to bring down.
Yes, he is.
I saw him rumbling on that far sideline. And he's got good speed. I talked to his dad earlier in this summer in the 7-on-7 camps, and in terms of his testing times, he's solid. He's under the 5-second mark. He ran around a 5.47-ish, but at 225 pounds and 6'4" in high school, I'll take that all day.
Martinez under center, hands off to Del Rio. Del Rio cuts it back to the middle, looking for some room to run. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Quick little off tackle. Del Rio does a good job. He's really smooth in his cuts. It's a one cut and go kind of thing. He doesn't dance a lot in the hole. He does have a nice jump cut that you'll see every once in a while.
And still only a junior is Del Rio.
Yeah, I got a lot of playing time last year for a very good Meridian team. You know, the question is this year, is Meridian better than they were last year? And I would dare say I think they are.
Yeah, with a year of experience under their belts, absolutely. There's the handoff to number 22, Byington.
Yeah, and Middleton has committed to stopping the run. You can see that. Everybody's up in the box. Obviously, they got burned last time, got burned on a couple of plays, but they've committed to stopping the run. I think you have to do that. You have to at least stop something, make a team one-dimensional. I don't know if they're going to completely stop the run, but they have committed to it by bringing men up in the box.
Well, it's 3rd and long here, so we'll see how committed they are to the run. They're trying to keep this drive alive, get points off the turnover. That's number 81 coming low, Griffin Deere. Martinez drops back looking to pass. Has a man wide open across the middle. Touchdown, Warriors.
Play action. As he rolled out, he just went with the flow. He didn't have to throw across his body, threw with it. Had his big tight end just dragging. They call that the drag route underneath, just deep enough into the end zone. All he had to do is just throw it out there in the general vicinity and that touchdown.
Comes with 8:50 to go here in the 2nd quarter and extends that lead to 27-0. Chance to make it 28-0 here on the PAT. That kick is up and good. So 28-0 now, the Warriors over Middleton. 2 turnovers by this Middleton offense, 14 points converted. by the Meridian offense off those TOs.
And we're seeing a number 2 team in the state. We're
Yeah.
seeing a team that's forcing turnovers and then capitalizing on those turnovers. And they have 28 points on the board with 8:50 left in the second quarter. And Meridian's looking like the machine that I think that we all thought they were. That's terrible. But I thought it, and I'm sure you did, and they're proving it. And it's not even against a bad Middleton team. This is a Middleton team that's growing into their 5A status. They're going to continue to get better. I do think with a lot of the growth we talked about earlier in the program, the growth out here and just the progress of the kids and Idaho high school football in general, I think it's an upward trajectory for the Middleton team.
You know, just looking across the street here of all those houses going up, so
yeah,
Middleton is going to continue to have a population boom.
Yeah, in the route that I came in today to the game, my son and I, we just marveled at the growth going on in this area.
So Vargas set to kick. Puts the ball in the air. That's going to be from the 3-yard line. Colton Moore.
Jeez, when you go back and watch, we talk about just the interesting plays or the plays that you want to watch. And we talked about this last week too. You want to know how important this game is. On the kickoff, Meridian has their starting line. They have their all-state linebacker who blew up the block, made the tackle, and threw him to the ground. Who just got done with the pick. Who'd scored a touchdown prior to that. Who also punted a pin. I mean, that's how important it is to win these ball games for the Meridian High side.
They're just going to come right at you. I mean, they're not going to let off the gas here. They're going to keep coming out and punching you in the mouth, and Middleton's going to have to figure out a way to punch back. So, twin receivers to either side. Agler in shotgun. He's got Patsky Franks to his left, or to his right, excuse me. Looking to the sideline now for the audible call. Adjusts Franks to his left. There's a snap and a handoff to Franks, and Franks right up the middle. Nice first down run there, up to the 29-yard line.
So the offensive side of the ball, the coaching staff looks and see, and at this point they're reading the defensive line and where those linebackers are lined up. It's a 3-man line, and they say, well, hey, if we can just get enough push and they get some guys to the second level, they'll take that 5-yard gain every time. So when they call the play in, they're reading a lot of those defensive line. Now with 5 guys on the line, play call's a little bit different.
There's the snap, drop back, across the middle, has a receiver open. Caught the ball, but paid for it right there. It was number 33, Tate Johansson.
Good read, and he put it where only his guy can get it. I mean, he put it in a window. His guy paid for it, but if I'm being honest, Carson Gooley laid out a hit, but he kind of got to his knees a little bit too. I think it rung his bell.
That you know it was a good hit when the guy that laid the wood gets up wobbly too.
He takes a breath.
There's the snap and the handoff. There's Franks rolling his way up the middle, picking up 3 yards on the run. Be 2nd and 7 now for the Vikings.
Somebody had a
7.5 left.
I'm sorry. Somebody had a hand on him. He was just trying. If he could have broke that, there was a little bit of green in front of him. But that being said, that Meridian defensive line got up there quick. A bit of a draw play, which I like, because that negates a little bit of that just blow up the field and try to get to the quarterback.
So there's drop back, tipped at the line of scrimmage, but almost caught anyway by Johansson. Incomplete. Big D lineman getting one of those hands up there. I think that was number 65. Corbin Meisner.
Corbin Meisner. Yeah, Meisner. Yeah, Meisner's been playing for about 3 years now on the offense, on the varsity level. So big experienced kid, really coming into his own this senior year.
Quick drop back, throw underneath, caught by number 1. That's Colton Moore. Moore steps inside to get past the first tackle, but is wrapped up at the 35-yard line. Still, that's going to be enough for a first down for the Vikings.
That was a good job. Their little slip screen, and they sent the tackle out, the guard out. They pulled him around, and then he led block up in there. took out the cornerback on that, was able to get the positive yardage. So you had an offensive lineman, fairly athletic offensive lineman, to get up the field that quick and lay a block for more.
So there's another quick pass. That's caught by 33 Johansson, who's hit immediately after pick up a 3 yards on the play.
And don't look now, but Middleton's putting a drive together,
Yes,
and they're doing it methodically with some good play calling, a little bit of misdirection, and they're spreading the ball all over the field. Left, right, hitting it up inside, kind of keeping the Meridian defense on their heels a bit.
Hagler in shotgun. Gets the snap, 3-step drop, goes across the middle again, has his receiver, that's Johansson, and Johansson again making the catch. And down inside the 20 at the 11-yard line, first down, Middleton.
And Johansson's finding that spot right in between the defenders, in front of the safety and behind the linebackers with a man chasing or trailing him. And he's made a couple really good grabs. That poor guy is going to be so sore tomorrow. He has taken a licking every single time he's touched the ball.
At least tomorrow won't be a film day. He can
That's
just
right.
take the day off. Hagler drops back, looks for the fade, has a man wide open, but couldn't complete the pass.
Oh, if he had that all over again, what would that look like? I mean, he had him wide open. Meridian wasn't expecting that. That was the far side of the field. They were playing everything. They rotated everything over to the far side of the field, and for Hagler, he threw it to our near side of the field, which is the wide side of the field.
And that was Heck. That was just as open as could be. So 3 receivers set. There's the handoff underneath. Picking up positive yards is Franks. Franks gets about 5 on that. They'll keep the clock rolling as he was stayed in bounds. 5.5 left to go in the half.
Honestly, this is 2-down territory. I mean, if you want to stay close at the high school level against this team, you got to put points on the board, and it's got to be a touchdown. And, you get the moral victory with the field goal. So, what is your 7-yard play?
About to find out here as Hagler puts a man in motion, drops back, has time, looks to the back of the end zone. And there were 3 receivers there for Middleton. I'm not sure that's how that play's drawn up.
Yeah, I don't either. I was looking at that thinking maybe that was a busted route. They were trying to drag a man on the near side underneath, but the defender jumped that route, stayed off him close enough that it wouldn't have mattered if he would have caught that ball. So I think he came off of his first read, like you said, and threw it to a bundle, at least over the head of a bundle of people. Maybe it was just a throwaway.
So here comes 4th and 5 now. Hagler drops, has time. Now he's under pressure. Gets rid of the ball. It's intercepted. Is that? I think they're going to call it incomplete.
Incomplete.
So nearly intercepted there by number 17, Ethan Beard, but he just couldn't get his hands under it. Either way, it's Meridian ball. Turnover on downs to the Warriors, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and turnover on downs, but hey, listen, moral victory in the sense that they were able to march the ball. You know, stalled a little bit, obviously a lot at the end, but hopefully they learned from that drive some stuff that will work for them in the future.
You know, their offense showed that they can get the ball downhill. They weren't able to get into the end zone, but they were able to take some time off the clock, keep this Meridian offense off the field, give that defense a little bit of a rest. You know, it's not a victory in the form of a touchdown, but there's some positive things to take away from that if you're Middleton.
There is, and if you're the coaching staff, you look at it and say, well, hey, we found some stuff that works. We know that if we go laterally and we mix it up across the field, go on both sides, keeping them on their heels, we can actually move the ball.
First down run by Byington, picks up about 5 yards on the play.
There's that. Yeah, that was a solid run up the middle, and I think you're going to see Meridian content to just kind of run the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their will, impose their will a little bit on this Middleton defense, especially for the remainder of this half.
It's only 4:20 left in the half. There's Del Rio just backing his way, refusing to be dropped, picking up 6 yards, and that's going to be a Warrior first down.
Del Rio's older brother, believe played at Capital High School, was a former running back at Capital, and Del Rio was a Capital, or maybe it was a BK, I can't remember, one of the two, but went on to play college football also as a running back. And Del Rio showing the bloodlines there, doing a good job following his blocker, getting small and just smoothly cutting right up inside.
So 1st and 10 now for Meridian. There's the handoff again to Del Rio. This time, good job by that D-line to stack him up, keep him from getting any real yardage.
And I've said it before, I mean, commit, right? You got to commit to stop one of those and then hope for a turnover, a miscue or something on the Meridian side of the ball.
So far, they haven't. There's been really no big errors. The one punt, the one drive that stalled out resulted in a punt, but other than that, Meridian's had the ball and scored with it.
Every time. And I look at Middleton, they have pretty, you know, they brought the beef in on the defense side of the ball, and they will, you'll see they'll put another lineman in there, probably a linebacker standing up, but they're not going any less. There we go, all 4 down from the defensive lineman.
Got out here on the near side, that's number 81, Griffin Deere. Picks up 7 yards on the play.
And to me, that just feels strategic, right? All you're doing is say, hey, you know what, actually, you still can't throw the ball. And even if it's that comeback with man-to-man coverage and you gain 4 yards on it, 3 yards on it, it still loosens them up and doesn't allow them to just play the run game. Although if I'm Middleton, I still commit to stopping that run game.
It's a 3rd and 4 now for the Warriors. They break the huddle. Martinez sprints up to the line. Fakes the handoff, hands it to the up man. That got me. That made me bite. That was Byington there getting the carry as the up man.
He's right at the sticks.
I think the indication was 1st down. Yep, they're going to give it to him. 1st down for the Warriors.
And you'll see, it'll be interesting the second half because then they'll flip Del Rio and Byington in the way that they're running both of those. And they're a little bit different runners, but both of them will take the same handoffs, but running from a different position. They're very interchangeable. You know, as I'm looking out here, I'm seeing a lot of the same faces on defense as on offense for Middleton. A lot of these guys are going two-way. You know, you have almost everybody.
Right
Johansson,
there, yeah.
And then you have, Hex out there.
There's a pass going deep down the field. Nice coverage downfield there by the Middleton Vikings, number 7, Sawyer Heck.
Sawyer ran stride to stride with him. Nothing was open. Martinez has had a lot of success on the year just throwing it up and letting his defenders run under that. I'm going to say that's good film, watching, good coaching on the defense side of the ball. Run with your guy, run with your guy, run with your guy. That's kind of been a staple is, you know, run, dink, dunk, bomb over the top, hit something deep for Meridian. Ding, M's again.
M's. That's going to be all night. So 2nd and 10 now for the Warriors. There's the end around to Del Rio. Del Rio with some room to run. Picks up positive yards there. Oh, that's actually number 28. That's not Del Rio. That's Cole Jones.
Yeah, and he came from the slot position, kind of the wingback position, and they run all kinds of misdirection. That won't be the first time that we don't know who had the ball before the night's over.
So 6-yard pickup on the play. 3rd and 4 now for Meridian.
Defense side of the ball, Middleton feels a little more stout, making him one-dimensional, so to speak, or trying to at least take away the run to a certain degree. But they have committed to it, and they feel a little bit more settled right now.
They're going to get too many men in the huddle here. Illegal substitution against the Warriors. Can only have 11 in the huddle.
And typically you'll see a quarterback stand outside of the huddle until everything's settled, and then he'll step in. And Martinez got back to the huddle a little too quick on that one. Plus personnel issues, but typically to avoid that, the quarterback will stand outside the huddle.
So brings up a 3rd and 9 now for Meridian. 1:25 left to go in the half. Martinez drops back. Under pressure, gets rid of the ball, has a man. Oh, and he was off to the races if he's able to pull that in. That's Tyson Acree.
Yeah, Acree, 2 hands. You put one hand out there, and if you would have just kept running and extended both of them, you're right, he's off to the races. And with that man coverage, and you can see it committing to stopping the run, they had that man coverage, and Acree's their speedster on the outside, and he just kind of runs almost a seam route up on the inside, make sure he pins the defender on the outside hip so he's on the inside position. Zeke Martinez typically will just lay that out there and let him run underneath it.
So it's Reynolds on the kick now for the Warriors. And it's Colton Moore deep to return for the Vikings. Moore calls for the fair catch, but lets the ball hit and roll. Give the Middleton Vikings decent field position here. I think they're going to spot it about the 37-yard line. That's where they do. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 37-yard line.
With a $1.14, and I think you have all 3 of your timeouts, you got to go for it. Push the ball. You have nothing to lose here. Don't play. Don't run the clock out. And I think Middleton coach is going to send him downfield, and you know, you have a Hagler has a strong arm and move the ball downfield. You got to do it. You have 3 timeouts. You can throw in the middle of the field. So I'd like to see him go after something, be a little bit more aggressive on this drive.
So 2 receivers high, 2 receivers low for the Middleton offense. Hagler drops back, looks across the middle.
And they do. That's good. You know what? They went for it. Keep pushing the ball downfield.
Was intended for Tate Johansson. Just a tight window there he was trying to squeeze that into. There's about 3 defenders there wearing white and blue.
Yeah, Nate Reynolds was tracking him from behind, was chasing him from behind, and you know, just had to get it past Reynolds over the top, and turned out to be a little too difficult.
So 2nd and 10. Hagler drops back, has a man underneath. That's Heck. Heck's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play.
Where he was immediately swallowed for dinner by Nathan Reynolds.
And a timeout taken on the field by Middleton. That's going to be their first charge timeout. Did you get your Gridiron Game Picks in this week? Compete every week against other high school sports fans and the so-called experts at IdahoSports.com for free. Win weekly prizes and the chance to be crowned the regular season picks champion. It's okay if you start now because weekly winners get $25. If you're the regular season grand champion, you win $100 and a $250 donation will be given in your name to your favorite Idaho high school athletic program. Best of all, it's free to play. Just visit IdahoSports.com and click on the Game Picks button at the top right of your screen to play. So it'll be 3rd and 7 to go following the Middleton timeout.
Yeah, and it's at this point you do punt. If you don't get it on this play, you do punt because you know that Meridian's going to turn around and march it downfield, put more points on the board.
And Meridian has all 3 of their timeouts left too. So if they're able to hold here, they'll get the ball back with time on the clock. As Hagler's forced to run, and he's going to maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. That's where they're going to spot him, so it'll be 3rd and 7 there. See if Meridian takes a timeout. No, they're not going to. They're going to let the clock run.
A 28-0 lead gives them a little flexibility to not necessarily have to take the timeout. And you know, I'm just looking out here and I'm watching the 2 sides of the ball, and this is no knock on Middleton. They have some big boys, and it feels like they're getting better as this game goes on. But Meridian is so physical. They'll stand a guy up, and the guy's coming up to clean up the rest of the play, and he's swiping at the ball, and he's throwing him around. He's really making his presence known. And they're just physical. They'll finish runs. They finish downhill. They're doing everything incredibly strong and with a lot of physicality.
Middleton's forced to take a 2nd timeout here. Comes with 12 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, and by design, they just let the play clock run down. Don't want to give Meridian any more time than necessary if they get the ball back, although I do think Coach Z would probably be content just to take a knee.
Yeah, with 12 seconds left, I think they would be happy to take that 28-0 lead inside.
You know, between last game and this game, Clay, I think we're seeing a potential, state championship, at least semifinal matchup between Rocky and Meridian if both teams continue to play really well. And don't discount Rigby on the other side of the state. I mean, Rigby's playing great football. It's a tough American football team having to go down there. I just see, the cream is starting to rise to the top in the 5A division here.
And it's Treasure Valley heavy again, outside of Rigby. Punts away, high end over end, fielded at the 24-yard line. And Eason gets it up to the 20 to the 30-yard line. Put it at the 28.
Why not have a flag? We can't go into a halftime that easy.
So illegal helmet-to-helmet contact is going to be called against the Warriors.
And that's kind of a newer penalty that they're having in the high school ranks with the whole safety in mind and the concerns and not using your helmet as a weapon. Dating myself, obviously, a little bit older than these young guys, but we would do that. We got told you grab them by the chest and then you smack them with your forehead, whatever it is. And it got dirty and ugly, and our helmets weighed about 8 times as much as they do now, and that's just the way you play football. But, that being said, it is a safety concern. And the idea is to make football more appealing, safer, so you can continue to play the sport and have that a little bit more longevity in your career. And not only that, the desired numbers had dipped for quite a while in terms of participation at the high school level, and we're starting to see those rebound a little bit more now with the safety protocols.
And starting to see those concussion numbers fall too, which is important. As Zeke Martinez just takes a knee. And that'll take us to the half. Your score, the Meridian Warriors 28, the Middleton Vikings 0 here on IdahoSports.com. We'll step aside, take a quick break, be back, talk about the first half, do our quick scoring rundown, and have the second half action here on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com, where we have our halftime score 28-0, the Warriors over the Vikings. This halftime scoring report brought to you by our sponsors, Mountain West Bank, and our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, as well as tonight's power boosters, College of Western Idaho, Meridian Plumbing, Evade Pest Management, Pacific Residential Mortgage, Garbanzo's Pizza, Austin Colton Homes of Idaho, Jack in the Box Middleton, and Overhead Door Company. Well, it was all Meridian here in the first half. Del Rio scored on a 9-yard run at 4:42 in the first quarter to open up the scoring. 3 minutes later, it was Del Rio on a 61-yard touchdown pass from Martinez at the 2:53 mark. In the second quarter, it was Nate Reynolds on an 18-yard touchdown pass at 11:55, and then Hayner on a 12-yard touchdown pass at 8:50. Bring your total score to 28-0. The Warriors over the Vikings. 3 touchdowns already from Mr. Zeke Martinez.
Yeah, and Zeke picks and chooses when they pick and choose when they're going to throw the ball, and they only throw it when it's necessary and when it's the right time. If you look at his totals or his stats for the season, he does not throw a lot of balls, but when he does throw them, they're effective, and they actually go for big gains or touchdowns. And so that's kind of been the story of this half. He has missed some deep balls, which typically he will get, and we're going to give credit to the Middleton defense for some good scouting reports and being able to run with some of those receivers. But if you look at it, I mean, 3 touchdowns and all of them. I think he had 10 passing attempts on the first half, and he completed, I want to say, 6 of those, and 3 of those completions were for touchdowns.
Yeah, and 3 of those 3 touchdowns almost racked up 100 yards passing.
Just like that. So statistically, it looks amazing, and he doesn't even have to do much with the ball. But the real story is and I talked about at the end of the first half, is the physicality of the Meridian team, just top to bottom. Linebackers are coming up and cleaning up plays. They're doing all kinds of stuff to keep the Middleton defense on their heels as they blow forward and they push forward. So it's the physicality, in my mind, for the Meridian team.
So we'll see what adjustments each team makes at the half. We'll step aside. Be right back to talk about those adjustments here on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. We're just a few minutes away from the second half kickoff. Each teams are still in the locker room talking about what they're going to do in the second half. And if you're the coaches in there, what's the talk look like?
Well, if you're Meridian, you say keep doing what you're doing. We're physical. we feel like we're a better team. We're moving the ball. We're scoring every time, practically every time we get the ball. Keep being tough. Don't get hurt, but play solid. Play through the whistle. and just keep doing a lot of the same things. You know, this is going to be more of a learning experience for Middleton at this point, early on in the season. So if you're the coach, you say, let's see what we do well against a really good team. Because if we can execute against a really good team, we can take that and we can move forward against some of the rest of our schedule. And to me, that looks a lot like what does that intermediate game look like? We talked about moving the ball down the field, and they were seeing some success moving the ball, throwing the ball to either side of the field, some slip screens, those types of things. Get good at those. You know you have a big running back, 6'1", 215, and you're able to balance it out a little bit or mix a little bit of the run in there, but get really good at doing something this second half and use that as an opportunity to continue to grow your team and get ready for the second half, essentially, of the football season.
Yeah, and it should get a little bit easier for the Middleton team as they head into the second half of the season. You know, they've made it past Rocky. They've almost made it past Meridian. Those are the top two teams in their pod. So hopefully life will get a little bit better for them. They faced Nampa. They got by Nampa in a close game. They were able to get by Skyview, who dropped down to 4A this year. So they're, you know, we talked about the different tiers in the 5A down here, and they're probably a solid second-tier team.
Yeah, very, very, very in the middle, and they really can make the playoffs. I mean, if things kind of pan out right, they have the opportunity to make the playoffs, and that's what you shoot for against in this type of season when you're so top heavy in the 6A, in the 5A department, and you're so top heavy with those teams. You just want to make the playoffs, play well enough to get in there and get that experience, you know, for some of your returning guys, and to continue to build the program. So like you said, I think they're very well in that second tier of that 5A division. I think that they can see some success moving forward. And then there's Meridian, and we talked about it earlier, which is you're a great team. You know you're a great team. You have various weapons across the board. You've played your two theoretically toughest games of the season, and now it's downhill from here. So this is not losing. This is to not lose focus if you're Meridian. Yeah. This is staying on point for the rest of the season, and really, again, get really good at what you're doing. Get really, really good at what you're doing, and it seems like they're doing that, you know, time and time again. Some things they can work on is maybe variations up in the deep pass game. Maybe deep balls, work on that a little bit more to soften up that run defense. That's when they stack them when they're lined up there. But for Meridian, you have so many options on offense. I mean, you bring in your all-state linebacker at will, and he scores a 17-yard, 18-yard touchdown. Yeah. So you have these options to work with and continue to develop any of those options, because when playoff time rolls around and you have a defense like Rigby's defense or Rocky's defense, I think you'll see Mountain View in there. That could be something to worry about. You're going to have to be good at executing and putting points on the board.
You know, in Middleton's next 4 games, they go to Thunder Ridge, they play Timberline here, they play Capital here, and they finish up their season at Centennial. So really 4 games that they could absolutely win. Yeah, very much. In fact, if I were to pick them right now based on what I've seen, I'd probably take Middleton as the pick on those. And if you're looking at Meridian, you know, they opened up against the Eagle team and easily handled them. Handled Mountain View, face Meridian now, and they have a pretty easy road. I don't want to say it's a gimme, but they play against Timberline. They host Highland, which could be a good game. They play at Centennial, and then the big one on October 7th at Meridian against Rocky Mountain. That could be a heck of a ball game right there. So I'm not seeing it scheduled. Oh, you're not? Yeah, right here on IdahoSports.com. Friday, October 7th, Rocky at Meridian hosting Rocky Mountain. No kidding, because I'm looking here on Max Preps and they don't have it, so there's a conflict of 2. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go with us being right. That's right. We'll go with that. Hey, if that's the case, I'm in. I think that's the game of the season right there. That should be an absolute slugfest battle and fun, I mean, quite frankly. So Meridian knocked Rocky out of the playoffs last year on their way to that triple overtime. Lost to Rigby, to eventual state champion Rigby at Meridian, which could have gone either way. There were a couple of calls of this and that, but you know, that semifinal game, Rigby and Meridian, that was your state championship, because then Rigby rolled Highland in the state championship. So this could be another one of those, and wow, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that that's the case. Yeah, that would be a great game. Well, we have just about, well, I think they're going to put up some extra time here. We'll wait and see what they're doing here with the clock, because right now we show 30 seconds left on the halftime clock, but neither team has made it out yet. That leads me to believe they're going to add 3 minutes here onto the clock. As here comes the Meridian team now, finally. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back for the second half kickoff here on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to Middleton High School. Second half kickoff ready to take place here. The Warriors are leading the Vikings by a score of 28-0. And looking to get back into this ball game here in the second half. You know, we talked about their upcoming schedule. It's not the easiest of roads, but it's better than having to face the top 2 teams in the state 2 out of 4 weeks.
Yeah. Better than a stick in the eye, as they say.
Yeah.
and again, they're going to be better because of this game. I think Middleton is going to be a better football team, and they're going to see, they'll see the best of what Idaho has to offer, and then be able to turn around and hopefully translate that into future games or games coming forward. A lot of learning experiences, playing against a very physical team. I remember we played one team in my junior year who had a guy who wanted to play the NFL. And after that game, I thought, this is a breeze. I got this, right? Like, this isn't an issue at all. I mean, remember, he picked me up and dropped me back about 15 yards down the field and just laid me on the ground. And I thought, okay, this is what we're dealing with. He helped me up. He was a nice guy. But, after that, the level of competition seemed pretty, it was all relative.
Woodruff getting ready to kick off here. Deep to return for the Warriors, number 23, Del Rio, and number 7, Nathan Reynolds. Here's the kickoff, just a little squib kick, going to be fielded by an up man. It's number 24, Luke St. Mitchell. St. Mitchell is going to be dropped after a very short return at the 25-yard line. It'll be first down, Meridian, the 30-yard line. First down, Meridian to start the second half.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that was probably smart. At this point, you want to limit explosive plays on the Meridian side, and those squib kicks tend to do that. I mean, it's good starting field position, but that's better than starting at the 50-yard line with a good return.
So here comes the Warrior offense for the first time in the second half. Send 2 receivers to Martinez left. He's in shotgun. Hands the ball off to Del Rio. Del Rio with some room to run, getting behind his blocker, cutting it inside. He's still going. Flag comes flying in up to the 40-yard line. of Middleton, but that's going to come back as there's 2 flags on the play.
Yeah, I think it was 2 flags for the same hold. Corbin Freeze, the receiver, doing a good job blocking upfield, but unfortunately, too good a job blocking upfield. Number 13, Corbin Freeze. But Del Rio, I mean, how about his moves?
Yeah.
He's smooth inside. Let us, put the hand on the blocker. 1 cut and go. Still be a net gain of about.
Should be about 6 yards.
6 yards.
Once they're all said and done.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're off by a yard. Trained professionals, kids. Don't try this at home.
That or I'm done. Tapping out.
So it'll be first and about 3.5 after the penalty.
And again, kind of at will, and they ran that same counter player that it was basically an offside tackle. They pulled the guard, but they did it out of the shotgun position.
There's the pass here, complete to number 84. That's Tyson Acree. Acree turns on the Jets. Acree is going to go to the house. Touchdown, Warriors. 63-yard run by Acree.
Like I said, he's their burner. He's their speed guy. Caught an out. Guy couldn't catch him, and you just saw him. There was separation there, and I tell you, he's a deep ball threat every single time. Even if he's not catching a deep ball, he can take it to the house. Hey, and Sawyer Heck's a good athlete too.
Yeah.
He's fast, and he ran away from Heck.
Yeah, Acree got that, put a little move on Heck, and that was it. Got that little bit of separation, and that's all he needed. Here comes Vargas on for the PAT. Kick is up, splits the uprights. It's good with 11:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter play. Meridian Warriors 35, the Middleton Vikings 0 here on IdahoSports.com. Again, this is an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night presented by Mountain West Bank. Brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. So
Yeah.
not the way you want to start the second half.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say, and I don't think, I think Meridian saw that coming, but I don't think Middleton saw that coming. They committed to stopping the run as well they should, trying to at least pull one element, one-dimensional team, make them a one-dimensional team, and they were, and they converted on it on a very big way. Speaking of which, Zeke Martinez's completion numbers, his average per completion at this point.
Yeah, 61-yard touchdown pass in the first half, 63-yard touchdown pass there. 2 touchdown passes in between. He's making his case for IdahoSports.com player of the game, whether he knows it or not.
Whether he knows. By the way, Zeke, in case your family's listening, tell him, well, don't touch your phone. Keep your head in the game. But that being said, he's had a lot of help from his receivers, from his receiving core. His back, Del Rio caught that big long ball. So, very well-balanced team.
There's a kickoff from Vargas. Going to be fielded at the 2-yard line. It's going to be Johansson. Johansson out to the 20, to the 30, to the 35, where he's bumped out of bounds. So a 33-yard return by Johansson, and decent field position here for the Middleton Vikings to start their first drive of the second half.
Hey, and build off of that, right? Good return, a little bit of momentum. Johansson still taking hits and doing everything he can, but, build off of this. Good starting field position. I'd love to see the Middleton team put together a drive and go down and punch one in.
Middleton would love to see them put together a drive and punch one in. Let's see what they can do here. Hagler in the shotgun. Twin receivers high and low. There's the snap. Hagler drops back. Quick drop to Johansson. Johansson makes the first man miss. Gets it across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Pick up a 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3 now for the Vikings.
Carson Gooley, the linebacker, he's just a junior. He had the flat coverage, which is where Johansson went out there, and that's a tough matchup. Gooley's a downhill type linebacker, big hit guy, and we've seen Johansson put some good moves on. So that's a tough assignment, and Johansson took advantage of that.
So now trip receivers to the top of your screen for the Vikings. Hagler again in shotgun. Johansson to his right. There's the handoff to Johansson. Johansson right up the gut. Sorry, that's Isaac Westhorn. And the ball came loose there at the end, recovered by Meridian.
Oh, that's too bad because it was just up inside and he had the ball popped out and it wasn't anything special. Just put a helmet on the ball and it slipped out. Pretty routine play. Ethan Beard, Johnny on the spot though, jumped on that ball.
So Meridian gets the ball back 1st and 10 at the Middleton 47-yard line. So great field position here to start their second drive of the second half.
And we talked about the physicality, how physical Meridian is. And being that physical, that's where a lot of those turnovers are forced. The way you tackle, how you're wrapping up, where your head placement is, punching balls out, and taking guys to the ground. And we've seen that. It's 2 forced fumbles.
Here's the snap, the handoff to Del Rio. Del Rio to the left side, cuts it back into the right side. He's got room to run. He's going inside the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. Meridian, Del Rio on the 47-yard touchdown run.
Del Rio showing the speed. I mean, he showed us earlier, but one of the interesting things was the play call, and all it was just a long handoff, almost like a read option. Hold it, and then let the play develop in front of him, and that whole line blocked down, left the backside wide open, and Del Rio, he's a one-cut guy into the house.
So Rio with his 3rd touchdown tonight. Telling Martinez that player of the game is not yours just yet.
Yeah, well, we haven't even considered Nathan Reynolds. I mean,
yeah.
Touchdown pick. But hey, can we say the Meridian team is the Idaho Sports player of the team, player of the game, players
of the game, yeah.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking for the Middleton team. They came out, good field position, just like that, 14 points, matter of 3 plays.
That will take the air out of your sails for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, right now, from the other, and I've been on this end, right? I've been on the shellacking. What is it, 42-0 now, and I've been on that side. And again, a lot of it's just, hey, let's get some wins. Let's put it together. We got a whole season in front of us. Let's start doing some things well. And you can see Coach down there on the sidelines talking to him, saying, guys, we just need to string some stuff together. Going down, I think getting a score at this point is going to be a victory for the Middleton team.
And just find little victories. Put together a nice play, pick up 6-7 positive yards, and just build off that. Just little things here and there. Try to turn little positives into something big.
Absolutely, and the crowd hasn't left. They're supporting their team here, and like I said, a great crowd, great turnout here at Middleton. A smoky evening, Saturday evening.
But at least it's a cool Saturday evening.
Oh, doesn't it feel good?
Yes, it does.
It's changed. It broke.
Kickoff from Vargas. Fielded at the 8-yard line. Coming near side is Jacob Blandford. Blandford gets out to the 21-yard line. He'll be stopped there. 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Playing against a tough physical team, too. These kids are going to be in ice baths, man. I mean, they're hit after hit. And not only the hit, it's the hit on the ground after you get tackled. So Coach at this point saying, guys, let's just do what we know how to do. Game's out of hand, but let's keep stringing together some good plays and, like you said, small victories. That being said, I don't see Meridian pinning their ears back anymore. So throwing the ball might be a little bit more difficult.
Hagler in shotgun, drops back, throws it right into the waiting arms of a Meridian defender. That's number 11. Max William there with the interception.
Max William, a returning starter from last year. I don't know what, I don't know what he saw on that one. I know Hagler, good arm, good athlete, but William just stepped out. He didn't even move. I didn't even look like he moved.
Throw it right to him.
Yeah, so defensively, he just had that short flat out towards the sideline, and all he did is stepped in front of the ball. So, sometimes as a quarterback, and we've done it, but sometimes as a quarterback, you'll see something, and you just, for whatever reason, you block out some of the players around you, get fixed on the throw that you want to make. Sometimes it's the mechanics thinking about how you're going to throw and release the ball, and you just don't completely comprehend everything that's going on.
Sometimes it's just not your night. there's the first down handoff. That's to number 28. 28, Cole Jones. His first action of the evening. And we have an injured player down on the field for Middleton.
Yeah,
Tidwell with the tackle.
Yeah, it's Jordan Leonard, the injured player. He's holding his arm or his hand, it looks like. Looks like his arms, he's tapping it.
Tapped his left arm there. So while they tend to Leonard, we'll take a little timeout, tend to some bills here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, welcome back. Leonard gets up under his own power and makes his way to the sideline. That's always good to see. But it'll be 2nd and goal now from the 7-yard line for the Warriors. 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Leonard holding that arm and just run some turf on it or something. Hopefully he's all right.
It's a handoff again to Jones. Jones got tripped up there by the turf monster.
Well, one of the better defensive plays so far.
Yeah. Kept him out of the end zone.
Did.
Picked up a yard on the play, so 3rd and goal now from the 6.
You know, I think that was kind of one of those examples we're talking about. The snap was high, the running back trip. You got to keep your focus. You know, you got to try and play good football till the end. I mean, you still have practically a half left of football. It's tough to pull everybody at this point.
Hey, you still want to get your starters some game time, but you don't want to put them in there long enough that they start getting hurt. As Martinez drops back, pass intended in the end zone. I feel like that was intended for number 10, Parker Bunderson. Incomplete.
Yeah, and Mr. Do-It-All Colton Moore on the coverage there, and he got his hand in there. It was kind of an interesting throw. Zeke was somewhat of a jump pass, hitting a slant into the end zone. And again, that's the 2nd consecutive snap. Looks like it threw the timing off a little bit. You know, he wasn't able to hit his receiver. That slant's a pure timing type route. As soon as he gets that step on the inside of the defender, that ball needs to be there. If not, the defender has time to recover, and that's what it looked like what happened.
So 4th and goal now for the Warriors, and they're just keeping their offense out there. They send twin receivers down to the near side. Martinez looking that way under pressure, has a man in and out of the hands of Jones, incomplete. And the Middleton defense holds, gets the ball back, 1st down, Vikings.
And a good stop, you know, and good gamesmanship on Zamberlin's part. You know, either we're gonna miss it, or we're not gonna just put points because we need to score points. We're gonna let our team just kind of play a little bit, and fairly conservative call on that, and a good, you know, gamesmanship. They don't need to run the score up that much anymore anyway. So good stop for Middleton and a chance to build off of that, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a momentum. A momentum slower. How's that?
Yes.
A little bit of a momentum slower.
We'll see what they can do now with the ball deep in their own territory. I'm sure the one thing that Coach Bill Brock is telling them is to not turn the ball over.
Please hang on to that thing. Yeah, they just reset the play clock. They gave him the benefit of the doubt in the end zone, so yeah, I can't make it too much worse on these guys.
So twin receivers high and low. Man in motion coming near side. Hagler drops back, looks deep down the field, has a man. There's going to be a flag there.
Yeah.
There it comes.
And nobody's surprised. I mean, I'll tell you what, that was a pretty ball.
Yes,
it was
it
good
was.
arm strength. It was a very well thrown ball.
And Davis just got held there at the very end of it.
Yeah, he got knocked on his way.
Yes, he
He
did.
throws his arms up, does a whole acting job. Both Meridian, and you know, it was a pretty ball. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best decision to go with the ball, but who cares at this point? They had the deep safety help covering. They was bracketed top and bottom. That's what you hope for in those types of situations. Get a pass interference, pick up 15 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now with a little bit of breathing room. Again, 2 receivers to either side of the line. That's a backwards pass there. Nope, they're going to say it was forward pass incomplete. That looked backwards.
It did. The defender was just hanging on to him just enough that he couldn't get it out there. It was actually a really well-designed play because the far receiver went deep, cleared the man. They had an underneath man waiting on that. You know, he had a good 5-7 yards ahead of him if he could have held on to, but just the defender caused that to disrupt the whole play.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Vikings. Hagler drops back, looks near side, finds Johansson. Johansson jumps a defender and is knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's going to be enough for a 1st down for the Vikings.
Well, great play. It was kind of the same thing. They were setting up a screen. But it was a dummy screen, and the play was designed to go to Johansson the whole time. So they allowed their men to come up. It was a screen to the running back. Johansson's shown some athleticism out there.
Hagler with the snap, 3-step drop, look across the middle, throws it into triple coverage.
Yeah,
left his receiver there, hung out to dry a little bit. That was Sawyer Heck.
Yeah, and credit Meridian. They didn't take his head off. They certainly could have. It looks like they held up a little bit on that, and Hagler's got to do a better job. That's not the right read in that situation. I know he's trying to hit that seam route because he sees the zone coverage and the 2 safeties, and he's trying to split the middle of that, but they still have a linebacker running with that slot man, so it's a tough throw.
8:42 left in the 3rd quarter of play. Here's the handoff to Johansson. Johansson just goes up the left side. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on that run.
Yeah, I think that was Frank's, actually.
Oh, that's Frank's, yep.
Yeah. He's a banger, isn't he? He's a big boy.
Yes, he is. Low center of gravity.
Low center of gravity, and he does a good job. And he's only a junior, so they get another year of him. But he's a pretty tall kid. Looks, you know, per the roster, 6'1", so we don't know. He could be 5'9" to 6'1", we don't know. But he looks like a pretty good-sized kid out there, shows good athleticism.
So 3rd and 2 now. Hagler drops back, has time, looks across the middle, throws it right into the hands of Nate Reynolds. A flag comes in, though, and Reynolds is going to return it down to the 33-yard line where he's finally tackled there. But we'll see what the penalty is. And again, not a Middleton receiver there, just threw it right in the arms of Reynolds.
Well, Johansson got knocked down on that play because he was going to hit him on a crossing route, and I don't know how he got knocked down. It looked like he got kind of shoulder checked. The thing that I wonder, and look, they're going to give him a call. They're going to call pass interference, but he was within the line. Theoretically, if we went back and watched this, he was within the 3 or 4 yards that you get close to the line of scrimmage. So that really probably shouldn't have been a penalty. But that being said, they're going to give it to him. But that's who he was throwing to. He wasn't throwing it to Reynolds. He was throwing it to Johansson.
Johansson just happened to get, like you said, shoulder check to the turf. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Vikings inside Meridian territory at the 41-yard line. So putting together a little drive here. Hagler, 3-step drop, plants, fires it across, tipped and nearly intercepted there. That was in and out of the hands of number 11, Max Gwilliam.
And Gwilliam's doing the same thing. He's turning and he's running with the slot receiver, whereas that play is designed to throw behind that linebacker if he doesn't drop, and Gwilliam's dropping on that. Hagler has to read that. If he sees the linebacker that's not your throw, and that's 2 times now that there could have been picks.
So 2nd and 10 now. Hagler 5-step drop, sets up the screen. Gets it complete to number 10, Cooper Davis. Davis is going to just get to the 40-yard line, it looks like, so a pickup of 2. Very short pickup on the play. Make it 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and Middleton will take what they can get. If it's penalties, we'll take it. If we're missed tackles. If it's a dropped interception, they'll take what they can get at this point.
So Hagler makes the adjustment at the line for the play on the audible. There's the snap, 3-step drop. Looks deep, has a man open temporarily. Nice over-the-top coverage there by Landon Eason.
Great ball, a little late. He should have thrown it a little quicker before his receiver broke, and that gave the safety time to break on that. But, you know, pretty ball. Put it where I don't think anybody was going to get it, and great call. I got to go for it on 4th down here.
Yeah,
although,
no doubt.
Well, it almost might be too far out at this point. But that being said, you got to give your team a chance. Put some urgency in them, you know, make them feel like they're playing for something.
Just play a drive at a time.
Yeah, well put. Well stated. I like that. I'm going to go with that.
So Hagler in shotgun, twin receivers high and low. Puts a man in motion. That's Johansson going to the top of the screen. Hagler drops back, looks that way, under pressure. Flushed out, gets past the first tackle, gets past the second tackle, gets up to the 30-yard line to the 29. That's going to be close. Depending on where they spot him, they're going to give him the first down for the Vikings.
Boy, some elusiveness. That's where you see that athleticism we talked about with the Idaho State offer. Gets out of there, said, I don't know if I can throw this thing, and he does it with his legs to get to the first down. So good job by Hagler.
So 1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line. Kept the drive alive on 4th and long. There's the Hagler snap. Had a man right there, had Johansson wide open, and Hagler jumped up and down in frustration knowing he missed a receiver.
There was a lot of green in front of Johansson on that one. Johansson snuck behind the defensive line and in front of the linebackers, kind of went unchecked. Wide open as he cleared that. Got to have those. You know, you got to have those. If you're going to play big time, you know, you're going to play competitive football, you got to make those plays.
Hagler wants that one back for sure. So now it's 2nd down 10. Hagler drops back, looks across the middle, has a man in and out of his hands. Had it for a second, but couldn't hold on. Was number 33, Johansson again.
Yeah, his favorite target, and Reynolds running with him again. Again, those linebackers are turning and reading. At this point, you need to send somebody where that linebacker vacates, which basically looks like a crossing route, and send it to where the guy was, and that's going to be your open receiver, and I haven't seen him run any of those routes yet.
So 3rd and 10 here. Again, you have to think 2-down territory. Snap to Hagler, 5-step drop, gets it out to Johansson. Johansson with some room to run, gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Just short, it looks like.
Just short, yep, they're gonna mark him just short of the stick, so it's gonna be 4th and inches to go.
Johansson, again, the Yeoman's load of the work here. He's gonna be one sore kid come tomorrow. But good play call, you know, the Meridian spinning their ears back a little bit saying, I know you're gonna throw the ball, it's 3rd and 10. Throw that slip screen and trying to find, again, like we talked about, things that work for you.
So 3 deep in the backfield for Hagler.
They got him.
And somebody moved. They got Meridian offsides on the defense. So that'll keep the drive alive and make it 1st down for the Vikings.
Bit of an unorthodox drive. I mean, some penalties have kept drives alive, and good on Meridian, good on Middleton. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Win this drive.
So Hagler back in the familiar shotgun. Franks to his right. Hagler drops, shoulder fakes, unloads, and that gets knocked down. Nice job there defensively by Ryan Corder.
Yeah, eating up, gobbling up that ball. It was kind of a pump fake design throw under. They wanted to pump fake it deep to Johansson. Davis sat in the flat and hoping to draw his defender back with Johansson on the pump fake.
Meridian defense having none of that. 2nd and 10 now for Middleton. Quick drop underneath. There's that pass you were talking about right there to Johansson, but this time incomplete again.
Yeah, and again, that linebacker vacated, so that's the right call. You got to go backfill that. something you could do on that too is they need to move possibly the pocket to give him a little bit more time and have him just read that one side of the field. He has been very stagnant. There hasn't been a lot of pocket movement. He's been throwing from the same spot. And sometimes that gets to be an easier throw. If he runs out to that side too, just as a quick pitch and catch.
Hagler drops back, throws it into the line. This time it's intercepted, and that's big number 51. Let me find his name here.
Jacob
Hartzog. Hartzog. I can't read that. The writing is really small on mine.
It really is. That's Jacob Hartzog. He's a 6'4", 225 senior. Played a big role last year. He's put some weight on since last year when I last saw him play.
But did it all right there. Tipped it into the air and brought it down.
God, what a buzzkill, right?
Yeah.
What a terrible way to end a drive. Again, those turnovers are just killing him. Now, for Meridian, we can't be completely one-sided on our play calling every single time, but hey, you're pitching a shutout.
Yeah.
And this isn't a bad team. I mean, Rocky put up 21 points and that was it. They got to 21 and stopped, you know. You're pitching a shutout against a pretty decent team here.
Martinez hands it off to the up man. That's to number 24. That's St. Mitchell, and he is going to take it to the house. Touchdown. Yeah. Meridian. He just found ways up the gut and went gone.
68-yard touchdown run. Oh.
St. Michael's 68-yard run for the score.
Yeah, and again, you're Middleton. You're saying, dang it. When they don't have the ball, if we're on offense, that doesn't happen. You know, turnovers and to turn it that quickly. And not much to say about that. A lot of that running from under center, misdirection, hand it to the guy and let him run.
So here's the PAT. Kick is up. Kick is good. 49-0 now. Meridian over Middleton. 4:57 left in the third quarter. Make the memories last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $9.95. Just click the button in the top right to order. And follow IdahoSports.com on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Click the icons in the top left to follow us now. In addition, our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. We've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Well, it's good. We get to see one of the best teams in the state do what they do best, and that's an equal balance of running and throwing the ball and playing solid defense. And, you know, as advertised, Meridian's as advertised. I've seen him so far. The Zeke Martinez has thrown good balls, a couple interceptions, nothing that worries me too much. He's not throwing into too much of, you know, traffic or anything like that. In talking to some of the coaches earlier this year, they've really kind of simplified the reads. It's 1-2, tuck and go. They don't run a ton of people in routes, and then you know that you're going to get a stacked front because of that power run game that they run really well, and they've really utilized all their weapons so far tonight.
Kickoff from Vargas goes deep into the end zone. That's where the ball will lay, and it'll be placed at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20.
Vargas's kick goes into the end zone.
Well, Meridian, if we're looking here, let's take a look at Meridian. They gave up 14 points and then 7 points, so 21 points on the season is what they've given up. Scored 39 and 49, so what is that, 88 points? 88 to 21, the scoring differential. And
that'll win you ball games.
That'll win you a lot of ball games by big margin.
Yeah. So 4:57 left to go in the third, 49-0 Meridian over Middleton. Middleton's offense back on the field. There's the handoff to Johansson on the little sweep play. He's looking for room to run and cannot find any on the top edge. He's going to pick up maybe a yard, and that's it.
Again, trying different elements of your offense, see what you can do, see what you have. You know, at some point, Meridians are going to start pulling some of their starters, getting some second-team people, and maybe that's when you start seeing some
Yeah.
Some movement on the offensive side, some success.
Meridian now does have some of their second string defensive players in. Nate Reynolds is taking a break, a well-deserved break. There's a pass caught by Cooper Davis on the near side. Shakes and bakes the first tackle away. Gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It'll be first down, Vikings.
Hey, well needed. I mean, positive play, positive offensive play. Yeah, you got to bounce back. Win this drive, as you say, Clay, right? They've just got to win this drive, put it all out of their head at this point. Forget everything. Forget everything that happened. Can't say it enough. You got to come out and just keep playing ball.
So Hagler in shotgun formation. Franks to his right. 3 receivers to the top, 1 receiver's down low. Hagler drops back under pressure as the pocket breaks down, throws it across the middle, tipped and intercepted. That's number 15, Josh Christensen with the interception.
Boy, right place, right time. Tip pass, great awareness. Hagler trying to do, I say too much, but let's see, injured player.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Reynolds. Oh, those are cramps. Is that Reynolds down there?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's one of the
oh, that's number
linemen.
8. That's Ryan Corder. Again, another big contributor for the team. He's cramping up.
Get him some mustard.
So we got pickle juice. Yeah, I really legitimate. I remember one time we were playing a rival, and I went to the sideline. I'm like, I can't move my calf. I just can't move it. And he, so the guy gave me a soda, and that was probably the worst thing he could have done.
Oh yeah.
So then he turned around, and there was pickle juice, and they gave us pickle juice. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, that was terrible.
That's the 6th turnover tonight forced by Meridian.
You know, pickle juice was always the thing that I got given during high school, when I was younger, middle school, all of it. Never mustard.
Yeah,
They always
mustard was
just
easier to
handed me.
find. Mustard, you just go to the concession stand, steal a few packets of it.
You know what works really well and tastes really good? Gatorade, right? So Gatorade, why not just give a guy Gatorade instead I got freaking pickle juice, you know? I mean, can you do that? I don't know.
It's fun to watch their face as they drink the pickle juice, though. I think
Builds
that's
character.
the thing.
It builds character.
Builds character.
Anybody can drink Gatorade. Who can chug pickle juice?
Puts hair on your chest, they
That's
say.
right.
First one to down it wins, I think.
Yeah.
First one to keep it down wins.
Okay, now if we're talking about that, gallon challenge?
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Oh, college was fun. Let's just say that.
Kids, don't try it at home.
No. I mean, do, because it's fantastically terrible. Don't.
Oh, they're taking care of the cramp issue down there. We'll take a break with them. Be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their 37-yard line of the Vikings. 6th turnover in the game. 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles forced by this Meridian defense. Turned so far into 28 points off those turnovers. And before the snap, false start is going to be called against Meridian. Which is too bad because Cole Jones for Meridian had a lot of room to run.
Yeah, well, the same Cole Jones that just went 68 yards for a touchdown, right? Is that number 24? Oh, no, that was Luke St. Michel. Yeah, you're okay. That's right. That's right. Well, Cole Jones wanted to get in on the play on that one.
He wants in on this big chunk scoring action.
Give me some of that. That's what Twitter loves, big plays.
Martinez in shotgun, hands it off to Jones again. This time Jones is just going to pick up maybe 2 yards on the play.
And Meridian's just going to be content to run the ball from here on out. I think you know, it's going to be how creative can we be on the running game to make it look like we're, you know,
Yeah.
we're still in this game, but at the same time we're not in this game, not trying to score this game. We did have the question posed to us from an outside source of who would win in a fight, a Viking or a warrior. Because and we got to classify the warrior too, right? Because there are all kinds of warriors, but historically there were some of the, you know, Native American.
Native Americans, yeah, that's what you associate with Meridian. As Jones spins out of the first tackle, Jones cuts it up to the top. Jones on his horse. Jones going to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown! Warriors, Colt Jones. 36-yard score on the play.
41.
41-yard on the play.
Yeah.
See, you don't need math college. You just need Ryan.
That's right. Well, I just looked where the stick was, and then I did the math backwards, so we're good. Great run.
Yeah, good run.
A heck of a spin move. Got out of there. I mean, like I said, you're not going to see another pass all night. So, from the Meridian side. And great speed, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty explosive as he got to the outside.
Yeah, just a nice job running there by Jones. Kick is up. Kick is good. 56-0 with 2:46 left in the third quarter. Meridian over Middleton. So to get back to your question, who wins, a Viking or a warrior?
Yeah.
I think I go with a Viking.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
They're a little bit crazier.
Berserker mode.
Yeah. they have the advantage of steel.
Steel, yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, look. Unless the warrior could sneak up on him, right? A little stealth mode, you know.
Except I feel like Vikings just smash anything around them that makes noise. So,
you know, you've probably been watching too much TV.
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings. I mean, they were traders across the world, seafaring traders, and not like they traded with people. Commerce type people, not traders with a T. Did you watch any college football today?
Yeah, I watched, what did I watch? Oh, I watched Texas, Alabama.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. What a great game.
Yeah.
And what a win. I mean, they lost by 1, but it was a win for the program to hold them to that.
Yeah. Great defensive showing by Texas today. You know, and you talked about there were a couple of big upsets as that ball goes into the end zone for the touchback.
And that's the night right there encapsulated.
Yeah.
For Meridian, you know, he chased the ball down, goes to stop, and just falls on his back saying, "Daggone it."
So it'll be first down, Vikings at their own 20-yard line. 2:41 left to go in the third quarter. So with the scoring margin as it is, the fourth quarter will be a running clock.
Yeah, and do we have an update then on the? Do we get an update on the Eagle Rocky game?
I have not heard back from the boss.
That one is of interest because Eagle just snuck into the top 5 rankings.
Yeah.
And Eagle has a quarterback identity problem. Not a problem with the quarterback, but they have an identity problem trying to figure out which quarterback to go with. As soon as they get that figured out, I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with.
There's a big run up the middle. That's Johansson. No, that's not Johansson. That's Franks right there. Franks all the way up to the 49-yard line. Pick up of 29 yards on the play. Nice job there by Patsky Franks.
Great job in the Meridian, the Middleton Dinghams. The Middleton offensive line held their blocks just long enough that he was able to get to that next level, and he shows that he can break tackles. Do it again. Same play. Not the same result, but positive yardage.
Positive yards, yeah.
And I would take it all day. If it's there, go to it.
So that's a pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 to go. So 2nd and 8. Frank's still in the backfield, along with Hagler, quarterback. Hagler looks to the near side, finds his man. That's complete to number 10, Cooper Davis. Davis to the 43-yard line. Pick up about 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and a long 4.
2 downs. 2 downs, pick up 4 yards.
again, positive yards.
Yeah, moving that ball forward.
Moving forward, exactly. Hagler looking downfield, under pressure, and underthrows his intended receiver. That was Davis again.
Oh, he had
The
him.
pocket broke down quickly, though.
Boy, he had him.
Yeah.
Put a little loft under that, and I think Davis is fast enough. Nobody's going to touch him into the end zone.
That brings up a 4th down for the Vikings.
So 4th and 4 now for Middleton. The wind has shifted, bringing the breeze in from the dairy.
You smelled that too?
Yeah.
It smells like tuna to me.
Yes, it does.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Great pickup of a 1st down there. Pitch and catch,
Yeah.
hit your receiver, and hit the spot finally that they vacated.
That's number 7, Sawyer Heck, on the catch.
Yes, and they did just that. He ran out, sat in the vacated linebacker's place, and threw it right to him. So I just showed Clay a score that's a little shocking to me, and that's Utah State getting thumped on by Weber State, FCS versus FBS, and the defending Mountain West champion, Utah State, getting beat up.
Hagler flushed out of the pocket, cuts it back to the near side. He's going to be close to the 1st down marker. Nice run by Hagler there. Didn't have anything downfield, so just tucked the ball and ran. He's going to pick up the 1st down for the Vikings.
It's like he hurt himself a little bit. I almost want to say they need to do a few more designed runs with Hagler. He's a great athlete, and you can see as soon as he gets in the open field, he can make good choices with it. In my opinion, if you're Middleton, you kind of take a step. Well, that was awkward.
Yeah, that was a false start there.
You got to look at some of these things, like maybe moving the pocket a little bit to create some better throwing lanes. So it's not so urgent. Doesn't have to throw it into this. Maybe get a little different perspective, and then also maybe running the ball with Hagler a little bit more, and seeing what he can do with his feet. Again, some of those sprint rollouts, sprint draws, some of those types of things outside of the typical,
Maybe
pocket.
A little run pass option. They have legs in the backfield.
Yeah.
That can run.
Yeah. They have played a very traditional type offense from the spread.
Hagler with the drop back under pressure, gets it out to Franks on the near side. Flat, Franks across the 30 inside the 25, where he'll be run out of bounds at the 20. Let's see where they mark him out here. Looks like they're going to mark him out about the 24-yard line. So he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, +1, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and again, I'm liking some of this. They're not playing, obviously not playing the starters the whole time, but I'm liking some of this movement out to the outside, put the ball in your playmaker's hands, and move forward. Again, move forward. We say that over and over again.
Hagler drops back, looks across the middle, has his receiver, and that's caught that time in a tight window.
Well, I mean, probably shouldn't have thrown it, but it was a good result.
Caught by 33, Johansson. Yeah, that was the PA guy just said threaded it in there. That might be an understatement, but it results in a 1st down for Middleton.
Almost like he transported it in there, right?
Yeah. Well, Hagler drops back, looks deep, has a man in the corner of the end zone, but overthrows him. Again, that's Johansson, his intended target.
And that's an athlete playing quarterback right there versus a quarterback that's an athlete, because Johansson was not open, and that was the first read. And he went to his guy, he said, "This is my guy, this is who I like the most." And he didn't come off him the whole time, even when he was bracketed in the end zone. And Hagler has got to get better at that offensive, of that quarterback mindset of, I've got to be able to throw to the open guy or the guy that's going to be open, versus picking my guy and sticking with him the whole time.
And we've seen that result in a couple interceptions tonight, where he just laser focused in on one of his receivers, and it was an easy pick for the Meridian defense.
Yeah, it was. And again, good athlete. We can see that. Has that offer, but making some of those adjustments and coming off of it. And then that's where you kind of go to the, hey, listen, we got to work on read one side of the field. If you have 2 routes, read one. Here's your 2 route. If not, you're a great athlete. Tuck the ball and run. Really simplify the offense. You can't lock onto that one receiver. And if you do, have a second one to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a backup just in case number 1 is covered. Little Sweet Caroline playing here in the background.
It's all about having a good time.
Yeah, it is.
We're having a good time here is what we're doing.
Hey, we're getting a breeze up here. It's
Yeah.
feeling nice.
Sun's gone down. Still have that beautiful gray haze over the valley.
And the smell of the dairy.
And the smell of the dairy to go with it.
I feel like I'm at home again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to CUNA.
Second and 10 for the Vikings. On the
So 2nd and 10 Vikings at the 14-yard line. Here's a handoff to Franks up the middle. Franks breaks it through. Franks in to score. Touchdown, Middleton.
You know, and I love that they're happy and they're celebrating that, right? You've got to at this point. That's a good score. They earned it. They earned that score. They put the points on the board. Meridian's got to be going, daggone it.
Yeah,
We
there
lost
goes
the
the
shutout. Now we've given up 28 points this season. You got to be kidding me.
But nice run there by Pachi Franks.
Right up the middle. We talked about him before. He's a good-looking back. I mean, I think we see more of him in the
PAT is good.
Yeah, I think we see more of Franks in the talking more about Franks in the future as one of the leading rushers in the valley here. He's like a good athlete, quick burst.
So now it's 56-7, Meridian over Middleton. But again, that goose egg is off the board for the Vikings. It's all about the little celebrations, and they picked one up there. Franks high stepped into the end zone.
Well, positive building for next week.
Yeah.
You know, positives, and they did that. And again, Meridian, let's walk away, no injuries. Let's play just solid football, stand up. You know, Coach Z, I know he's a stand-up coach. He's not going to run the score up if those long runs happen, if you're just running the ball and playing football. And, you know, at this point, it is what it is. It's a 56-7 football game in the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Of course, there'll be a running clock here for the remainder of the game. As the 40-point spread has been reached in the 5A ranks. It's what, 5A3 that do the 40 points in the fourth quarter?
4 does it?
4 does? Because
I
know
don't
this.
know.
Because it's different at the different levels.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
there's not a consistent rule across the board, and it's been very confusing.
I believe for 5A or 4A, it's 45 and not 40.
Oh, 45 and not 40?
Yeah.
So the return up to the 25-yard line will be first down for the Warriors. Clock's not running, so maybe we were both wrong.
Well, what's the math on that? 49? You got to be up by
45?
45?
What do we know?
What do we know?
We're just pretty faces and voices.
You're pretty voices anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. Give you that.
There you go. Now they've started to run it. So 10:50 left in the ball game. Here's the first down handoff. It's getting dark enough now I have to use my binoculars.
I think it's getting hazy enough that you have to use your binoculars at this point.
Number 35, Logan Koleff.
Everybody's getting a handoff now.
Everybody's
Getting some playing time. That's good.
The 5'10" sophomore there. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7.
And we have a new quarterback in too. That's Davis Shellis.
Uh-oh, we got a sprinter, and he's going to be gone. That's number 82, headed to the house. 10-5, touchdown, Meridian.
Yeah, flags though, dang it.
That was going to be a huge touchdown run by Carvin Martin. But there are flags down, like you said, all over the place.
We got to give props to this ref in the back in the center of the field. He launched it from the 40-yard line to about the 33.
Nice. You know what's impressive to me is the abundance of athletes on Meridian's team. I mean, they've had guys break some big runs, and these aren't even first-string type guys. Shows you the depth that they have to have a guy that's be able to do that. And you said sprinter, and that kid was legging it out.
He was hauling.
That's going to bring up second down.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now.
So speaking of the smoke, I think we have 2 days left of it. And then it's supposed to blow out. Can we handle it?
Then the world will stop burning.
Let's hope.
The handoff again.
Are you kidding me?
Running down the field is 82.
I don't even have
Martin. Yeah, he's on the new roster I got this morning that's in 4-point font. Number 82, Martin.
What is he? Is he a soft junior? What is he? You want me to take a look?
Yeah. See what you can pick out there.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. Boy, that kid runs hard. He has 82. He has a receiver number. Kind of throwing me off here in the backfield. And boy, he's running hard.
So first down at midfield now for the Warriors. Hand off to the up man. That's number 35, Logan Coliff. He's going to pick up 2 yards on the play. Be 2nd and 8.
Another sophomore. Sophomore backfield there. Looks like they're in good hands because Byington and Del Rio are both just juniors.
Yeah. Got a lot of youth on this Meridian team.
Zeke Martinez is just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. Great basketball player too is Martinez.
Yeah, he's a deadeye.
So 2nd and 8. Hand off again to Coliff. He breaks through the first tackles. Gets up to about the 42-yard line to pick up a 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
This kind of reminds me of old school Oklahoma football, right? Line the two backs up and turn around and just let them blast up there 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Hand it to one or the other and let them do the work.
And let them do the work. That offensive line is just moving forward, blasting these guys off the ball.
Hand off to Martin on the right side. He's going to pick up enough yardage for the first down for the Warriors. He's not a big guy, but he has got wheels.
He runs hard. He runs, cliche term here, he runs fast. So everything he does at full speed. He cuts up field full speed. He takes the handoff at full speed.
Yeah.
He's full send, man. That kid's full send.
No brakes, just gas.
Just gas. See how fast he eats his lunch.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors, 40-yard line. Handoff to Coliff. He picks up 1 yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, I look at Meridian too, and I watched him, and just anecdotally, I watched one of the linemen, the offensive lineman, had a block downfield, threw a guy to the ground, stood over him, and we're talking 2nd, 3rd stringers here at this point. But just that attitude that Coach Z has brought to the program to really change the culture, and you're starting to see that trickle down to all the grade levels.
And off to Moore. This time he is, nope, I was
Just
gonna say
kidding.
buried in the backfield, but he gets away.
No way.
Oh, man. Tackled by his shoestrings, or he would have been gone again. Pick up a yard on the play.
Wow.
But he ran about 30 to get that yard.
I'm impressed. I mean, that kid, like you said, full set. He's like, I'm going to just run as hard as I can to the, nope, you turn around to the other side. And you're right, not a very big kid, but definitely plays really hard.
We're down to 5.5 minutes left in the ball game. This time we have a quarterback keeper. Not going to go anywhere. That was Shell House there.
We
Trying to keep that.
The clock, well, it doesn't matter, right? We're running clock, or does it?
Yeah, it runs.
There we go. You know what? Talk about, that was classy, right? Don't throw the ball. You have 4th and a mile. Quarterback keeper, and come what may, it's fine. You know, we'll take the results of this. So, or 3rd down, apologies. Now it's 4th and long. Same thing.
Long, yeah. So 4th and 12.
They flipped the sign pretty quick on that.
Yeah, they do. They've been on it all night over there on the yard markers. No problems with the chains.
This might be the first game that I've seen where there hasn't been a single problem with them. Like even getting down or anything.
Yeah, these guys are trained.
Hand off to Martin. Martin cuts it up the right side. He is stood up and dropped after a 3-yard gain. Nice hit there on the defense. That was number 50, Trevin Hockland.
He's met hard by number 21, Josh Jordan.
Josh Jordan in on the tackle as well. Turnover on downs, first down for the Vikings.
Yeah, we have a new quarterback coming in. That's Critchfield. So getting some teams, getting some guys some experience, getting some playing time, and you need to do it at this point. Still have Franks out there.
Timeout on the field taken by the Warriors. That'll be their first charge timeout. Didn't like what they saw defensively. Let's take a break with them here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back, folks.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
My name's Tyler. I'm a pharmacist, and I live in Caldwell. A reason why I got vaccinated is because I wasn't just thinking about me and my health, is others around me. I'm a father, husband. I want to be there for my family. And then the other main choice is because of my parents are still alive. Great.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And before the snap, a false start against that Vikings O-line. That'll back them up 5, make it 1st and 15.
Yeah, and some of these guys, well, it actually looks like they have some of their starting offensive linemen. Well, gosh, I don't know anymore. They pulled a bunch of people, but you still want to see execution.
Yeah, absolutely. Critchfield has trouble with the snap and just falls on the ball back at the 25-yard line.
Well, moving the wrong direction.
Make a first down, 1st and 10 into a 1st and about 20. Second and 20, excuse me.
22, 23 maybe? 20-ish.
Critchfield drops back. Pocket holds up, now it folds. He's going to be forced to run and gets out to the 30 where he's dropped there after a 5-yard pickup on the play. So now it'll be 3rd and 18. So 3 minutes left in the game. 56-7, Meridian over Middleton.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at it, you know, if we're taking a step back, kind of breaking the game down at this point, I think we saw a lot of what we expected, which was we saw a diverse offense by Meridian. As Franks comes up the middle, nice little run there, get some yardage back. But, you know, we saw the diverse offense, we saw a stout defense, and we saw a state champion competitor at this point. And so the secret sauce, and again, we aren't the coaches. We're pundits. We're up here. We're looking down, you know, literally from the booth on these guys. Stay healthy and execute through the remaining of the season. Now, just finding out that there really is a Rocky game and there's a Highland game. They do have a good schedule ahead of them.
Another low snap there. Critchfield's able to get it. Now he's just running for his life to the sideline. Gets out of bounds at the 20 or 35-yard line, so he's going to lose a yard on that play. It'll be 1st down for the Warriors as that was 4th down. Yeah, so Meridian still has a couple tough games in front of them.
They do, and you know what? I actually like that as you're getting ready to go play in the tournament. Is it me? Is it getting a little mistier out here?
It is.
It is.
It is. There's a gray cloud dropping down over the field.
But I actually like that because I think it keeps you sharp. If you play too many, you know, blowout games and too many winnable games, you know, sometimes you'll lose your edge. Rocky Mountain beat Meridian at the end of the season, this past season, and that really sharpened them. They sharpened their axe, so to speak, and got them ready for the state playoffs. And I think Meridian needs to continue to play some of those teams, some of those games.
Victory formation here. As Shellhouse just takes a knee with 1:03 left. A couple more of those, that'll be the ball game. Well, folks, don't go anywhere after the game. We'll step aside, pay a couple bills, and come back to present our IdahoSports.com player of the game. wrap things up here from Middleton High School. That knee comes with 35 seconds left.
So one
that
more.
Should be,
or is
that
it
should be
35?
that. It's a 40-second clock.
40-second clock. You're right. There we go.
So that should be the ball game. Your final from Middleton High School. The Meridian Warriors 56. The Middleton Vikings 7 here on IdahoSports.com. We'll step aside, be right back to wrap things up here from Middleton High School.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
Welcome back to Middleton High School, where we've gone final. Your final score: the Meridian Warriors 56, the Middleton Vikings 7 here on IdahoSports.com. Our IdahoSports.com player of the game, right?
Yeah, a toss-up, right? We had about 4 guys that we were saying, well, this could have been it, this could have been it, but we got to go to the hyper-efficient Zeke Martinez. 4 touchdown passes. We roughly have him for 9 of 12 and about 210 yards. So, you know, that's our player of the game at this point. IdahoSports.com player of the game, Zeke Martinez. Very efficient game, scoring drives, led it up and down, and just did what the coaches asked him to do.
Yeah, so congratulations to Zeke Martinez. Just an efficient game tonight. Didn't have to do much, but when he needed to step up and did it, he did it.
Absolutely, and the whole Meridian team, hats off to them. They're a juggernaut. They're a force to be reckoned with. Ranked #2 in the state for a reason. They're my dark horse state champion. I have Rocky or Meridian at this point, having seen them both. But I guess we'll, you know, a lot can be said between now and then.
Absolutely. Well, this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Mountain West Bank. Brought to you by our major advertising sponsors: Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, as well as our power boosters, the College of Western Idaho, Meridian Plumbing, Evade Pest Control, Pacific Residential Mortgage, Garbanzo's Pizza, Austin Colton Homes of Idaho, Jack in the Box Middleton, and Overhead Door Company. This broadcast, special thanks to Athletic Director Andy Ankeny and everyone here at Middleton High School for their hospitality in getting this game broadcast to you live and free. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, Zeke Martinez. And thanks again for joining us as the Meridian Warriors defeat the Middleton Vikings by a score of 56-7. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Luke, Will Kingsbury on camera. I'm Clay Hatfield. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Thanks, everyone.
This has been a presentation of Idaho Sports.